Hey guys, hi, welcome back. So in the previous video, we have solved up to question number 46. In this video, we will solve up to question number 47. And before starting this video, I would suggest you to please watch the previous videos. Alright, so let's start with the first question here. So the first question here is that the ratio of the energy of the first excited state E1 to that of the ground state E0, alright, of a particle in a three-dimensional box of side L, L and L by 2 is. So here you have to just find the ratio of the energy of first excited state and the ground state. Alright. And this is for a case in which a particle is in a three-dimensional rectangular box and the sides are given to us. So for one dimensional, we know that the energy eigenvalue is what? For one dimension, okay. This is for rectangular box. Alright. So for one dimension, we know En is equals to what? N square pi square h cut square by 8 ma square. Alright. The same thing if we write for what? Three dimension, because we are having a three-dimensional rectangular box. So for this, En is equals to what? Enx, Ny, Nz. It is equals to pi square h cut square by 8m. And within the bracket, you will write nx square by a square plus ny square by a square plus nz square by a square. All right. Now first we will find the energy for the ground state, right? For ground state, what we know in case of this rectangular box, for ground state, nx equals to ny equals to nz, it is equals to 1, right? So the energy for the ground state, it will be equals to what? Pi square h cut square by 8m. So it is 1. So all the numerators will be only 1, right? 1 square is 1. So a will be what? This is L square, right? Again you will have 1 by L square plus again you will have what? Here you will have L square by 4 because it is L by 2 whole square. Clear? So now if you see, L square is there in all the denominators. So if I take common L square, then what we will have? If you see here, you will have what? In this case, in the denominator, nothing is there. 1 by 1, that is ultimately 1. Here also you will have what? 1 plus here you will have what? 4. So if you add all of them, you will get the ground state energy to be 6, 4, 5, 6, right? So 6 pi square h cut square by 8 ml square, right? This is what is the energy it is for the ground state. Now similarly we will find for the first excited state. Okay, for first excited state. So in case of first excited state, nx is equals to 2, all right, ny and nz, it is equals to 1. So if you will put in the formula, then you will get the energy for first excited state is what? This is pi square h cut square by 8m. All right. Nx square means what? 4. Here you will have what? L square plus 1 by L square plus you will have here 1 by L square by 4. Clear? Because it was L by 2 whole square. So if you see here, you will have pi square h cut square by 8m L square. I have taken L square common. Here you will have what? 4 plus 1 plus 4. So ultimately it is 9 by 8 pi square h cut square by 8 ml square. Clear? So now what you will see, we will see the ratio of what? First excited state and the ground state, right? So it is what? 9 by 8 pi square h cut square by 8 m by ml square. All right, into for the ground state, you are having what? For the ground state, we were having 6 by 8, right? So it will get reversed. We will have what? 8 by 6 into with this term will also get reversed. We will have ml square by pi square h cut square. So these terms will get cancelled. 8 will get cancelled with 8. This will be what? 3 3s are. This is 3 2s are. So the ratio for the first excited state and the ground state is what? It is 3:2. Clear? So the option is option A. You have to just remember the general form of the energy is all right for the rectangular box, and then you can find for the ground state and the first excited state and just go for the ratio. Clear? Next. So here it is said the wave function of a particle in one dimension, it is denoted by psi x in the coordinate representation, and phi p is equals to integration of psi x e to the power minus I p x by h cut dx. All right. In the momentum representation, if the action of an operator t on psi x is given by t psi x equals to psi x plus a, where a is a constant, then t phi p is given by what? So here you are having a wave function of a particle in one dimension. It is denoted by what? Psi x. All right. This is in the coordinate representation, and by phi p. All right, in momentum representation, it is what? Integration of psi x e to the power minus I p x h by h cut dx. This is the momentum representation of the wave function. This is the coordinate representation. All right, this is it is in one dimension. Now here it is said, if the action of an operator, all right, t on psi x, when t is operated on the state psi, then t psi x is equals to psi x plus a. A is a constant term here, and we have to find what is the result of the action of the operator t on the state phi p. For this momentum representation, we have to find if the operator is having action on the momentum representation, then what will be the result? That is what we have to find. Clear? So for this, if you see, what are the given things to us? Okay, this is phi p is equals to what? Integration of psi x e to the power minus I p x by h cut dx. All right, this is the momentum representation. Clear? And t psi x, it is equals to what? Psi x plus a. All right, so we have to find t phi p. All right, so t phi p will be equals to what? So if we do so, integration of this is t, because phi p is equals to what? Psi x e to the power minus I p x by h cut dx. Clear? Now when this t will have action on what? Psi x, then what we will get? It was psi x plus a, right? So if we write here psi x plus a, and this term I am keeping as it is for the timing. Clear? Now this exponential term can be also written as, this is psi x plus a. All right, we can write this term as what? E to the power minus I p. If I take I p common, and if I write here x plus a divided by h cut, all right, means here I am writing one extra term, that is what? E to the power minus I p a by h cut. So if I write here e to the power positive I p a by h cut dx, then ultimately these both the terms will what? This minus IPA will cancel this positive IPA by h cut, and we will have only e to the power minus IPX by h cut. So this I have done. All right. So now what we will do in the next step is that this x plus a, now we will consider it to be z. So if I write that x plus a is suppose equals to z, so from here when we will differentiate this term, you will have dx is equals to dz, right? So now what we will do, we will replace x plus a by z. So if I replace x plus a by z, x plus a by z, then you will have what? Psi z. This term will become what? Minus IPZ by h cut. This term will remain as it is, e to the power IPA by h cut, and this will become dz. Clear? So if you see here, in this case, this integration of psi z e to the power minus IPZ by h cut dz, it can be written as what? It can be written as phi p, right? Because it is resembling the momentum representation of the wave function, right? So if you see, this is phi p, and if I keep this e to the power IPA by h cut as it is, right? So this is what is the value when this operator is having action on phi p. You will have e to the power IPA by h cut phi p. So the correct option will be what? E to the power IPA by h cut phi p. The correct option is option C. Remember that B and C, these options are same. This is the negative one, this is the positive one. So you have to see for the positive one. Clear? Next. So next it is what? The differential cross section for scattering by a target. It is given by d sigma by d omega. It is equals to a square plus b square cos square theta. Here n, it is the flux of the incoming particle. So we have to find the number of particles scattered per unit time. So this is the differential cross section for scattering. It is given to us, and it is the flux of the incoming particle. You have to find how many total number of particles are scattered per unit time. So using this, first we will find the total cross section. All right, we will find what? We will find sigma from here. So if you write from this particular equation, sigma will be equals to what? It will be equals to, if you have d sigma by d omega, it is equals to what? It is equals to a square plus b square cos square theta. Clear? So from here you can write sigma is equals to what? Integration of a square plus b square cos square theta d omega. Clear? And d omega, it can be written as what? We can write d omega as sine theta d theta d phi, integration 0 to 2 pi and 0 to pi. This is what we can write. Clear? So when we will do so here, you can write sigma is equals to what? So first we will write what? A square is constant term, right? A square is constant term. We will have what? Integration from 0 to pi sine theta d theta. Again we will have 0 to 2 pi d phi. All right. And the second term will be what? B square is constant this time. Again 0 to pi, we will have sine theta cos square theta d theta. Integration 0 to 2 pi d phi. Clear? So now if you see here, sigma will be equals to what? This integration will give us what? From 0 to pi and 0 to 2 pi. So this entire integration value is 4 pi. All right. So we will have the first term to be 4 pi a square plus. Now if you see this integration of d phi from the limit 0 to 2 pi, here you will have what? 2 pi. All right. B square is the constant term. Now we will see the integration of what? Sine theta cos square theta d theta. So for this we are having a formula where the limit is 0 to what? Pi by 2, and the integration is what? Cos to the power m theta sine to the power n theta d theta. So the value of this integration is 2 into with, sorry, it is equals to what? 2 is in the denominator. Okay, here you will have gamma m plus n plus 2 divided by 2, and here you will have what? M plus 1 by 2 and n plus 1 by 2. Gamma m plus 1 by 2 and gamma n plus 1 by 2. So if you do the same integration here, you will take what? This is m is here 2. So you will have what? Gamma 2 plus 1 by 2, right? 2 plus 1 by 2. Remember, this is m plus 1 whole by 2, okay? And here you will have what? Sine to the power 1 theta. So it is what? 1 plus 1 divided by 2. Clear? Into with, divided by what? 2 into with what? M is here 2, n is here 1 plus 2 divided by 2. Now you see here the integration is from 0 to pi by 2. Here it is from 0 to pi. So you will have to multiply 1, 2 here. Clear? So this 2 will cancel this 2. And finally you will have sigma is equals to 4 pi a square plus 2 pi b square. This is what? Gamma 3 by 2. Gamma 3 by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 into with root pi. This is 2 by 2 is 1. All right. Divided by this is becoming gamma 5 by 2. So you can write it as what? 1 by 2 into with 3 by 2 into with what? Root over pi. Clear? So if you see this 1 by 2 root pi and this will get cancelled. And what will remain here? What will be remaining here? If you take this 3 to the numerator, you will have here 4 pi a square, it is as it is. If you take this 2 to the numerator, what you will have? 2 to the 4, right? Pi b square. 3 will be in the denominator itself. So what we got is sigma is equals to 4 pi a square plus 4 pi b square divided by 3. So if I take here 4 pi common, what you will have here? A square plus b square by 3, right? So this is the value of what? This is the total scattering cross section. Now we know the total scattering cross section sigma t, it is equals to what? It is equals to the total number of particles scattered per unit time, all right, per unit time, and it is divided by what? It is divided by incoming flux. This is the general formula of the total cross section. So this will be giving us what? The total number of scattering particles per unit time. So it will be equals to what? Sigma t into with what? Incoming flux. Incoming flux is n. So it will be n into with sigma. That is 4 pi a square plus b square divided by 3. Alright. So this is your answer. It is 4 pi n into with a square plus b square divided by 3. Clear? 4 pi n. Alright. A square plus b square by 3. That is the correct option is option D. Alright. So this is very simple. Just you have to see the basic formulas. Next. So here it is said a Hermitian operator has two normalized eigenstates 1 and 2 with eigenvalues 1 and 2. Alright. These are the two states. Alright. This is ket1 and ket2. These are the two eigenstates of the Hermitian operator O. And the eigenvalues for this ket1 is 1 and for ket2 is what? 2. So the two states, it is given to us ket of u is equals to cos theta ket1 plus sin theta ket2. And ket v is equals to what? Cos phi ket1 plus sin phi ket2. So it is such that the value of what? This, it is equals to 7 by 4 and the value of this is what? 0. That means the inner product of u and v is equals to 0 here. So which one of the following are possible values of theta and phi? You have to just find the value of theta and phi when these two conditions are given to you and you are having the two states u and v and eigenvalue is also given to you. So here it is said, right? These are the two normalized states now. So here what it is said, eigenvalues is what? 1. For this particular state it is 1. So it is 1 and for the state 2 it is what? The eigenvalue is 2. Alright, so this is what it is written. Now the given states are there. You have the given values also. So the first thing that we will do is that we will use this condition. Alright, what condition we will use? So before that we will write what is u given to us and what is v given to us. U was equals to what? Cos theta ket1 plus sin theta ket2, and this was equals to what? Cos phi ket1 plus sin phi ket2. Clear? So the first thing we will be using is what? This particular condition we will be using. Also don't forget that the inner product was given to us 0. Alright, so when you will use this condition, v the operator, again v, alright, it is equals to what? It is equals to 7 by 4, right? So this condition we will be using. So first we will write what? This ket v in the notation of bra v. So you can write it as what? Cos phi bra 1 plus sin phi bra 2, right? The operator will be as it is. Now we will write v in ket notation, that is cos phi ket 1 plus sin phi ket 2. Alright, this is what you are having. It is equals to 7 by 4, that we will write. Alright, so now what will be there? This term will be as it is. Okay, the first bracket term will be as it is, cos phi bra 1 plus sin phi bra 2. This is as it is. Now you see, when this operator will operate on this state 1, what we were having, it was equals to what? 1, and for this the eigen value was given was 2, right? So the same thing will happen here, and here what you will have when you will do so, you will have here what? This will give you cos phi 1 1, right? And you will have here what? Sin phi, alright, and you will have what? 2 2, which is equals to 7 by 4. Now you will do the normal multiplication. So when you will do so, this will give you what? Cos square phi 1 1, right? plus, and here you will have what? Sine, and this you, if you multiply sine phi into with sine phi is what? Sine square phi. This 2 will come, and here you will have what? The state 2. Rest all other terms are 0 because of what? This particular condition, orthogonality, right? So now this entire term is equals to what? 7 by 4. All right. Now you see, this is one normalization condition, and you will have here what? Cos square phi plus 2 sine square phi. So you will write what? Cos square phi plus sine square phi plus sine square phi. 2 sine square phi I am writing in this form. It is equal to 7 by 4. So finally this cos square phi plus sine square phi, this will be what? 1. And you can write what? Sine square phi, it is equals to what? 7 by 4. Taking this 1 to the other side, it will be minus 1. So here you will have what? Ultimately you will have 3 by 4. Right. And this is having what? Sine square phi. So you will write from here sine phi is equals to what? Root over 3 by 4. Clear? Now I will write it sine phi, it is equals to what? Sine root 3 by 4 is what? Sine pi by 3. Right? This is the value, because you know for sine pi by 3 it is root 3 by 4. So from here when you will see sine and sine will get cancelled, and you will have phi is equals to what? Pi by 3. Alright, this is the value of phi here. Next condition what you will use is what? Next you will use here this entire condition. UV is equals to what? 0. When you will do so, you will have what? You will have cos theta 1 plus sine theta 2. Alright, and here you will have what? Cos phi 1 plus sine phi 2. Clear? It is equals to 0. So when you will see this, you will get what? Cos theta, cos phi, rest all other terms will be 0 by orthogonality. This is sine theta, sine phi, other terms are 0. So this is 1 by orthogonality. So finally you will have what? Here you will have cos theta, cos phi plus sine theta, sine phi equals to 0. So if you see, this is the formula of what? Cos A minus B. So you can write this is what? Cos theta minus phi. It is equals to 0. So from here if you see, you will have what? Cos theta minus phi. It is equals to what? Cos pi by 2. Right? Because cos pi by 2 is what? 0. So if you will do so, you can write theta minus phi. It is equals to what? Pi by 2. Or you can write theta minus phi, it is equals to minus pi by 2, because cos minus pi by 2 is also 0. So if you see phi, we got how much? Phi was equals to pi by 3. So you can write theta is equals to what? Pi by 2 plus pi by 3. And you can write theta is equals to what? Minus pi by 2 plus pi by 3. Right? So when you will do for this one, pi by 2 plus pi by 3, this will give you what? 5 pi by 6. And this will give you what? Theta is equals to minus pi by 6. Right? So you are having what? The value of phi is 3 pi by, sorry, value of phi is pi by 3. So first let's check the value of phi. Phi is equals to pi by 3. It is in option 1 and option 2. Next you are having the value of theta. Theta is equals to what? Theta is equals to either minus pi by 6 or it is equals to what? 5 pi by 6. Now if you see in both of these, there is no 5 pi by 6, but you are having what? Minus pi by 6. So the correct option is option A. Clear? So this is how you can find. Let's see the next question now. Here it is said, consider the operator alpha equals to x plus d dx acting on a smooth function of x. So you have to find the commutator of alpha cos x. So it is simple, alpha is given to you, you have to find the commutation of alpha cos x. So for this we will write x plus d dx, which is the value of what? Alpha. This is cos x. This is operated on a state on the way function side. So here if you will do this, you will write what? X plus d dx right? And you will have here what? Cos x psi, right? This is how you will write. Now you see minus, you will have what? Cos x, this time you will have what? X plus d dx of psi. Clear? So now when you will do so, you will write this term as what? This is x cos x psi multiplying, right? Plus, now cos x is u, this I am considering it to be v. So keeping u, I am writing it to be d psi dx, right? Again plus, this time keeping psi, d dx of cos x will give you what? Minus sin x. Clear? This time again negative sign is there. This is cos x x psi. So x, it will become cos x psi, right? Again minus, it will become cos x, you will have what? D psi dx. Now if you see x cos x psi will get cancelled with x cos x psi, cos x d psi x will get cancelled with what? Cos x d psi dx. All right, this is the left hand side, remember, and this is the right hand side that on which we are working. So finally you can write as what? X plus d dx of what? Cos x, it is equals to what? It is equals to minus sin x psi, right? This is what you're having. That means what? Alpha comma cos x, it is equals to minus sin x. That means the commutation of alpha cos x is what? Minus sin x. So the correct option is option A. Clear? Now let's see the next question. So here what it is said, if the root mean squared momentum of a particle in the ground state of a one-dimensional simple harmonic potential is P naught, then its root mean square momentum in the first excited state is what? So for the ground state, the root mean square momentum is P naught. For the first excited state is what? That we have to find. And this is the case of one-dimensional simple harmonic potential. So we know what? For a one-dimensional harmonic potential, the root mean squared momentum is what? You write here root mean square momentum, all right, of n state. We will write of n state of one dimensional harmonic potential. So the general formula we will be using here, it is what? Root over, it is n p square n, right? We are dealing with harmonic potential, and we know for the harmonic potential the momentum is written as what? Root over h cut m omega divided by 2. This is the lowering operator minus the raising operator divided by I. Clear? We need p square here. So if you do p square, you will have what? This is h cut m omega divided by 2. I square means minus 1. So a negative sign will come. Here you will have what? Lowering operator minus raising operator whole square. Clear? So this is what we are having. And you can write it as what? Minus h cut m omega by 2. And you will have here what? Lowering operator square plus raising operator square minus lowering operator, raising operator minus raising operator, lowering operator. Clear? So this is the value of p square. Now we will find for the ground state and we will find for the first excited state. All right. So to us what it is given, that for the ground state you are having what? It is denoted by p naught, and p naught is equals to what? P naught will be equals to root over p square was there, so you are having minus h cut m omega by what? 2 is outside, and within the bracket what you will have here, this is the state for the ground state, so it is 0. Here you will have what? Lowering operator square plus raising operator square minus lowering operator, raising operator minus raising operator, lowering operator. State is same. All right, extending the root over. Now one thing you have already studied, that when what happens when you know a dagger, and let's see, when a dagger is operating on any state what? On any state n, then you are getting it as what? You are getting it is root over n plus 1. State is changing by n plus 1. When lowering operator is operating, then you are having what? Root over n, and you are having n minus 1 state. This is what it happens. So same thing if you do in this case, what you will have? This one will give you, this is minus h cut m omega by 2, right? So if you see in this case, the value of what? You know that the expectation value of lowering operator is also 0, and for raising operator also square it is 0. Okay, its square is 0. So we have to just see for these two terms. So you see when a raising operator, okay, will operate on the state 0, then you will have what? 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1. So it is what? First you will have here what? First you will have here 1, right? And you will have 0, this lowering operator, and then you will have here what? 1, right? Now when what? Lowering operator will operate, then you will get what? It will be 1, but this time again it will become 0, right? So you will have ultimately what? So let's see here. First let's see this term. So first of all, the lowering operator will operate. This state will remain same. You will have what? This one. Raising operator will be left out. When lowering operator will operate, you will have what? Root over 0 into with what? 0 plus 1. So this term will become what? This term will become 0, na? Because you will have what? This will become minus 1, and it is root over 0. So this term, the first term is becoming what? 0, right? Minus sign I am giving. Now I will see for this term. For this term, if you see, if the raising operator is operating, then you are having what? Root over 0 plus 1, right? This is 0. Lowering operator will be there, and this state will become what? Root over, it will become n plus 1. N is 0, so it will become what? 0 plus 1. Clear? Next, you see this entire term is to 0, and you are having here root over h cut minus h cut m omega, and here you will have what? Again, if you see, this is becoming minus of root 1 is what? Minus 1. And again, when lowering operator will operate, you will have root over 1. So here it is 1, and this will reduce by one state. So 1 minus this will be what? 1 minus 1, right? So this will become, state is becoming 0. So you are having something this one, and the value of this is what? 1. Clear? So finally you got this value to be what? Minus a minus is plus, and you are having here h cut m omega divided by 2, right? So this is the value of what? P naught, that is the ground state momentum. Now we will find for the what? Now we will find for the excited state, right? We will find for the excited state. So in case of excited state, when you will find, the state will only change. This is minus h cut m omega by 2, right? This is what? 1, and here what you will have? Here I am writing only the lowering operator, raising operator product, and raising operator, lowering operator product, because I have already said the expectation value of this is 0, raising operator square, and also the lowering operator square, it is 0. So it is useless to write here. So this is becoming 1. Now first let's see this one. First, when the lowering operator is operating, this term will be as it is. Now this state will become what? 0, and it is root over 1. All right. Again, what you will have? Raising operator is operating. So this is 1, root over 0 plus 1, and this will increase by 1. So the value of this is what? 1. Similarly, if you do for the second term, you will have what? First you will have here 1, right? Lowering operator. This will increase by 1, right? So it is 2. Root over, here you will have what? In this case you will have what? Root over 1 plus 1. So it is root 2. Clear? Next, this root 2 I am keeping as it is. This time lowering operator will operate. So it is what? Root over n is what? Root 2 here, because this is n, right? 1. Again you will have here what? 2 minus 1. So 1. So this is also 1. So here what you are having? The value of the second term is 2. The value of the first term is what? 1. So you will write here what? You will write here minus h cut m omega by 2. And here you will have what? Minus 1 minus 2. Right? Negative signs will come as it is. This will give you what? Minus a will become what? Plus, and you will have here what? 3 by 2 h cut m omega. Now you see, you got P naught was equals to what? Root over 1 by 2 h cut m omega. Alright. So here you will have what? Root 3 P naught, because half h cut m omega is what? P naught. So this is the First excited state, root mean squared momentum. Clear? So the correct answer is what? P naught root 3, that is option B. Now let's see the next question. So here it is said, the state of a particle of a mass m in one-dimensional rigid box in the interval 0 to L, it is given by the normalized wave function psi x equals to this. So if its energy is measured, the possible outcomes and the average value of energy are respectively what? So state of a particle is given whose mass is m and it is in a one-dimensional rigid box. So the interval is what? 0 to L, and the normalized wave function psi x, it is given to you. So now it is safe if its energy is measured, then what is the possible outcomes and the average value of energy are what? All right. So for this, if you see, this is what psi x given to you. So psi x, it is equals to what? Root over 2 by L, right? It is 3 by 5 sine 2 pi x by L plus 4 by 5 sine 4 pi x by L. So here if you see, you have to just see the possible outcome of what? Energy and the average value of energy. So here if you see, in this case, if you see this term, all right, this is 3 by 5 sine 2 pi x by L, all right, and this is what? 4 by 5 sine 4 pi x by L. So now this is the wave function given to us for a rigid box. If we are talking about a one-dimensional rigid box, we know that the energy En is equals to what? N square pi square h cut square by what? 2m L square, right? Now if you see this term here, the value of n is 2, and in this case the value of n is what? 4. So if you find this energy for what? N equals to 4. So for n equals to what? 2, and for n equals to 4. So this is what? E2. It will be equals to what? 4 pi square h cut square by 2 ml square, right? This is what you are having. And if you see here, this is 4 pi square. This is 4 pi square by what? 2m L square into it. You know what? H cut is equals to what? H by 2 pi. So it will be what? H square by 4 pi square. So this 4 pi square and 4 pi square will get cancelled. And you will have here what? The value of this is what? H square by 2 ml square. This is the value of what? E2. Similarly, if you find E4, E4 will be equals to what? It will be n square is what? N square here, n is equals to 4. So it is what? 16 divided by what? 2ml square. This is what? Pi square, right? H cut square is what? H square by 4 pi square. So if you see here, 4 4s are 16, pi square will get cancelled, right? This is H. And here you will have what? 2 2s are 4. So finally this will give you the value what? It will be having 2h square by ml square. This is E4. You are having E4 and you are having what? E2. So from this you can see E2 is what? H square by 2 ml square. So if you see out of these three, option A and option C is having what? E2 as h square by 2 ml square. Again E4 is what? 2h square by ml square. So E4 is also same. Now we will see the average value of the energy. All right. So the average value of the energy, that is what? E average is equals to what? It is P2 E2 plus what? P4 E4. So if you see the wave function from there, you can get what is P2 and what is P4. P2 is 3 by 5 whole square and P4 is what? 4 by 5 whole square. So if I write here 3 by 5 whole square, the value of E2 we got how much? It was h square by 2ml square plus P4 is what? 4 by 5 whole square means 16 by 25. And here you will have what? You will have 2h square by ml square. So finally if you see here, you are having what? 9h square divided by what? 25 into with 2 is what? 50. 5 square 25, 5 2s are 50. This is ml square plus this side you are having what? 16 2s is what? 32 h square by 25 ml square. So finally if you take here 50 as what? LCM if you take, right? and I'm taking out common terms as h square by ml square. 50 is what? The LCM, and here you are having what? 9 plus 32 into it, 2 will give you what? 64. So here finally you will have what? 73 by 50 h square by ml square. This is the average of the energy, right? So 73 by 50 is option A. So the correct option is option A here. Clear? So it was very simple. You are given with the wave function, just you have to know the general form of the energy, and you can find for what? E2 and E4, and then find the average of energy. Next. So here it is said, if Lx, Ly, Lz are the components of the angular momentum operators in 3 dimensions, the commutator Lx, Ly, Lz may be simplified to what? So these are the components of the angular momentum. All right, operators in 3 dimension. You have to find the commutation of this particular term given. So you have to find the commutation of Lx, again Lx, Ly, Lz, right? So for this, you know, we will use the commutation relation. We know A comma BC. It is equals to what? B A comma C, right? Plus, again you are having what? A comma B C, right? Now, if I consider this term to be what? If I consider this term to be what? C. This is B and this is A. Then you can write it as what? You can write Lx, and here you will have Lx, Ly, Lz, right? This is how you can write. Plus, again you will write what? Again you will write Lx comma what? Lx. This is A comma B, and here you will have what? Ly, Lz. Now already you know what? Lx commutation with Lx is what? 0, right? So this entire term is becoming 0. Now we are having this term. The same commutation relation you will use here once again, right? This is what you will use. So if I write here Lx, all right, and again if I do what? Lx, Ly, if I write Lx, Ly, right? Lz this side. Plus, again you are writing Lx, Ly, and this time we are having what? Lx, Lz, right? The same commutation relation. Now what you will have? Lx, Ly is what? Clockwise it is, so it is I h cut Lz, and Lz is here. Plus Lx, Ly. It is Lx, Lz. This is anti-clockwise because you are having x, y, z, right? So this time it is what? It should be x, y, y, z, then zx, but it is what? X, z, anti-clockwise, so it will be what? Negative. So minus I h cut Ly. Clear? So if you see here, what you will have? I h cut is common. I am taking it outside. Lx also you can take what? Common. This will give you what? Lz square, right? Negative sign will come. Lx was taken common. Ly into with Ly will give you what? Ly square. Alright. So finally what you are having? I h cut Lx into with Lz square minus Ly square. Alright. So the correct option is option A here. Just you have to use the commutation relations. Next. Here what it is said, suppose the Coulomb potential of a hydrogen atom is changed by adding an inverse square term such that the total potential is Vr equals to minus Z square plus G by R square, where G is a constant. The energy eigenvalues E and Lm in the modified potential will depend on N and M but not on L. It is said it is depending on N and L but not on M. Third is depending on N but not on L and M, and the third is that it will depend explicitly in all the three N, L and M. So here it is said the Coulomb potential of hydrogen atom, it is changed by adding a reverse square term, that is this is the perturb term, okay, G by R square. This is added. G is a constant term, right? You have to just see the dependency of what? E, N, L, M, right, in the modified potential. So for this you see what is given to us. The potential is what? Minus Z square by R. The perturb term which is added is G by R square. G is the constant term here. So if you see in this case, the Hamiltonian is written as what? The kinetic energy term we are having P by 2m, right? Again, the potential energy term you are having, right? And here G by R square. So this is what? This one, if you see, this term, it is the H naught. This is the original Hamiltonian. And this is what? This is the perturbed Hamiltonian, right? So if you see the unperturbed energy En0, it is written as what? Minus 13.6 by N square EV. This is what? This is the unperturbed energy. Clear? And here the perturbed Hamiltonian is what? G by R square. So you have to find what? You have to find the first order correction. So if you have seen, the direct formula for this is what? J into it 2 by N cube 2L plus 1. I'm not going into the details of how it is derived because that will make the question very lengthy. So this is the value for the first order correction, right? En1. So this is the zero order correction. This is the first order correction. Now you see this energy, which is the zero order correction, En0, it is proportional to what? 1 by N square. That means it is depending only on what? It is depending only on N. And if you see this, the first order correction, it is proportional to what? It is proportional to 1 by N cube, and it is proportional to what? 1 by what? 2L plus 1, right? It is proportional to 2L plus 1. So that means what? You will say that it is depending, the energy ENLM. It is depending on what? It depends on what? L and N, right? It is depending on N and L. But it is not depending on what? But not on M. So your correct answer is what? That the energy eigenvalues ENLM in the modified potential, that is this potential. All right, it is depending on what? NLL, but not on M. So the correct option is option B. All right, N and L, but not on M. Next. Here it is said the eigenstates corresponding to eigenvalues E1 and E2 of a time-independent Hamiltonian are 1 and 2 respectively. Here the first line, it says the eigenstates corresponding to what? Eigenvalue is what? E1, it is what? The eigenvalue is what? 1, this is what? Ket 1. And for E2 it is what? Ket 2, right? These are the eigenstates corresponding to the eigenvalues E1 and E2. And it is for a time independent Hamiltonian. All right. Now, if at t equals to 0, the system is in a state psi t equals to 0 given to us, you have to find what? The inner product of psi t and psi t at time t. Clear? So this is what you have to find when psi t equals to 0 is given to us. We are having psi 0. It is equals to what? It is equals to sine theta 1 plus cos theta 2, right? So corresponding to state 1, the eigenvalue given to us is what? E1, and corresponding to the state 2, the eigenvalue given to us is E2. Clear? This is what it is given in the question. So we will write for what? We will write the time dependent state psi t. It will be equals to what? Sine theta. Here you will have what? E to the power minus I E1 t by h cut, and the state plus cos theta e to the power minus I E2 t by h cut, and here you will have what? State. All right. This is the ket notation. Now we will write the bra notation of psi t. You can write it as sine theta e to the power. When you will write the bra notation, the imaginary terms will become positive. Negative will become positive, means it will change sign. All right, minus it will become plus. So e to the power I E1 t by h cut, the state. All right, plus you will have cos theta e to the power I E2 t by h cut 2. Clear? Now we have to find the value of this, right? Clear? This is what we have to find. So when you will do so, you will write this, you have to just multiply this term with this. So when you will do so, the other terms, okay, this state, this will be 0, all right, this will be also equals to 0, and the value of 1 and 1, it will be equals to 1, and 2 and 2, it will be equals to 1. This is by orthogonality and this is by normalization. So when you will do so, you will see this into with this. I'm not writing the term again here. Just I'm doing, this is what? Bra psi t, this is cat psi t. Just you have to multiply. So you will get here what? This is what? Sine square theta, right? It is positive, it is negative. So it will become e to the power 0. So that is 1. And this will give you what? 1, right? Plus, again, this will give you only cos square theta. Right, and in the right hand side, it will be equals to what? This entire term, it will give you what? The value to be what? 1, because sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to what? 1. So this is the value of what? This is the value of psi t, that is 1. So the correct option is what? Option A. Clear? Now let's see the next question. So here what you have, consider a particle of mass m in a potential Vx is equals to half m omega square x square plus g cos x. This is the potential. You have to consider a particle of mass m in this potential. So the change in the ground state energy compared to the simple harmonic potential half m omega square x square to first order in g is what? You have to just find the change in the ground state energy when it is compared to the simple harmonic potential half omega square x square to first order in what? In g. You have to find here what? You have to find here E01, right? The change in the ground state to the first order. Clear? So Vx is given to you. And if you are talking about the harmonic potential, then we know for the ground state, the wave function psi naught x, it is equals to what? M omega by pi h cut whole to the power 1 by 4, right? And here you will have e to the power minus m omega x square by 2h cut. This is the ground state wave function. Clear? And here you are having what? The perturbed term is what? The perturbed term is g cos kx, right? This is the value of h naught, this is the value of hp, right? So hp is given to you what? G cos kx. Clear? And you have to find what? The first order correction to the ground state. So it is equals to what? Psi naught hp psi naught, right? This is what we are having. So now we will find the value of this. You can write it as what? Psi naught star hp psi naught dx. Clear? And the integration limit is minus infinity to plus infinity in case of harmonic potential. So you can write E01. It is equals to what? Integration minus infinity to plus infinity. First we will write what? Psi star. So it is m omega by pi h cut whole to the power 1 by 4 e to the power minus m omega x square, sorry, by 2h cut. This became psi naught star. Again you are having what? HP. HP is equals to what? It is G cos kx, right? And again you will have what? Psi pi h cut whole to the power 1 by 4 e to the power minus m omega x square by 2h cut dx. Clear? So this is E01 equals to, this is the constant term, so it will be out of the integration. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 will give you what? 1 by 2, right? G is also constant term, it will be outside. The integration minus infinity to plus infinity is as it is. Now if you see e to the power minus m omega x square by 2h cut, 2 times it is there. So it will give you what? Minus m omega x square by h cut, right? When you will add them, minus and minus will be plus, so it will give you 2 and 2 will cancel, right? And here if you see cos kx, right, we know what? Cos theta, it is equals to what? E to the power I theta plus e to the power minus I theta divided by 2. So here you can write cos kx as what? E to the power I kx plus e to the power minus I kx divided by 2. Clear? This is dx. Now what you will do here, m omega pi h cut root over g I'm taking outside, right? And also I'm taking out 1 by 2 constant term. Clear? Now within integration, what you will write? Minus infinity to plus infinity. we will just multiply the exponential terms, right? So we will write here e to the power, what we will write here? We will write e to the power minus m omega by h cut x square plus ikx, right? Dx. This is the first term of integration, and the second term will be written as minus infinity to plus infinity, and here you will have what? E to the power minus m omega x square by h cut minus I k x. All right, and this is dx. Now if you see here, to solve this integration we will use the formula. We know that integration of what? We know integration of minus infinity to plus infinity. All right, e to the power minus alpha x square plus beta x dx. It is equals to what? It is equals to root over pi by alpha e to the power plus beta square by 4 alpha, right? Root over pi by alpha e to the power beta square by 4 alpha. This is for minus alpha x square plus beta x. So if you see here in the first integration, alpha is what? M omega by h cut, and ik is what? Beta. So let's do the integration. So the entire term outside the bracket, it will be as it is, g by 2 root over m omega by pi h cut, right? And the first integration will become what? It is root over pi by, so this is pi here, and in our case I said alpha is what? Alpha is m omega by h cut. So if I write here m omega and I'm taking h cut to the numerators, so this is what? Root over pi by alpha e to the power beta square. Beta square is what? Ik whole square. So ik whole square will be what? Minus k square, right? Divided by, it is divided by what? It is divided by 4 alpha. So 4 alpha means again alpha is what? M omega by h cut. So this into with h cut, right? Plus the second term we will see. So here also it was what? Root over pi h cut by m omega. This is pi by alpha, right? And in this case you will have what? E to the power beta square is what? Here beta square is minus ik whole square. So again you will have what? I square k square. That means it is what? It is minus k, right? Divided by what? Minus k. This is minus k square, right? And if you see here, it is 4 alpha. 4 alpha will be again what? It will be 4 by m omega, 4 m omega, and in the numerator you will have what? H cut. Clear? So this is what you are having in this case. Now you see this pi h cut by m omega, this m omega by pi h cut, this will get cancelled. So you will have g by 2, this term I'm getting it cancelled, right? And it is what? E to the power minus k square by 4 omega h cut. It is also e to the power minus k square h cut by 4 omega. So this will be what? Twice of exponential minus k square h cut by 4 m omega. Clear? And this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and you will get the ground state correction to the first order. You will have e to the power g into it e to the power minus k square h cut by 4 m omega. This is the answer. So let's see the option. It is g exponential of what? Minus k square h cut by 4 m omega. Option 4. That is option D. Alright. So the correct option is option D. Clear? Now let's see the next question. Next, it is given the ground state energy of a particle of mass m in the potential Vx equals to h cut square beta by 6m x to the power 4 estimated using the normalized trial well function psi x equals to, this is what? So here you have to calculate the ground state energy for a particle whose mass is what? M, alright, and the potential is given to you h cut square beta by 6m x to the power 4. Alright, and it is done by what? By using this normalized wave function. Alright, so psi x is given to you, the potential is given to you, you have to just find the ground state energy. So this is a question from variational technique, right? So we will use the variational technique, we will find the average of E, and then we will differentiate in with respect to the parameter. So the parameter here is what? It is alpha here, right? So this is how we will do, and then we will put the value of alpha in the average of V. So for this, first of all, we will find the average of what? V. Clear? I'm not writing given all these things. That will be just covering much time. So directly I will just find the average of V. So the average of V is what? Psi star V psi dx. Alright. So from here, if you see the average of V, so here there is no term imaginary. So psi star and psi both will be same. And this term alpha by pi, this to whole to the power 4, this is a constant term. When it will come outside, you will have 2 times. So you will have what? Root over alpha by pi, because it is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 will give you what? 1 by 2. So that is root over. Clear? And here if you see in V, the constant term is what? H cut square beta by 6m. So I'm taking this H cut square by beta by 6m constant term outside, right? Integration limit is what? In this case, the integration limit is minus infinity to plus infinity. All right. And here you will have what? E to the power minus alpha x square. All right. Because it is minus alpha x square by 2. So when you will add minus alpha, this is minus alpha x square by 2 minus alpha x square by 2. So it will be just minus alpha x square. Clear? And here you are having what? X to the power 4 dx. Clear? We will use the integration formula. Integration of e to the power minus alpha x square dx x to the power n. It was what? 1 by alpha to the power what? N plus 1 by 2, and it was gamma n plus 1 by 2. So this is the formula that we will be using here. So the average value of V, it is equals to what? Alpha by pi h cut square beta by 6m. Here you are having alpha as alpha only. This is x to the power 4. So n plus 1 by 2 is what? 5 by 2. And gamma 5 by 2 is what? 1 by 2 into with 3 by 2 into with what? Pi, right? So average of V can be written as what? Root over alpha by pi h cut square beta by 6m, right? Now alpha to the power 5 by 2, it can be written as what? It can be written as alpha to the power 1 by 2 into with what? Alpha square, right? This is what? Root over pi, and here you are having into with 3 by 4. Clear? So if you see here, this alpha root over alpha by pi will cancel this one, and here the left terms will be what? The remaining terms in this case will be what? This is 3 to the 6. So you will have in the numerator what you will have? Only h cut square by beta divided by, in the denominator you will have what? It is 2m alpha square, right? And 2 into it 4 will become 8. All right, it is 8m alpha square. So I'm writing here the average of V is equals to what? H cut square beta by 8m alpha square. Similarly, we will find the value of what? Average of T. So it will be also outside we will have what? You will have alpha by pi root over minus h cut square by 2m, which is in T. Because you know T is equals to 1 minus h cut square by 2m d square dx square. So this constant term I'm bringing outside, minus infinity to plus infinity e to the power minus alpha x square by 2, right? Here you will have what? D square dx square e to the power minus alpha x square by 2 dx. Clear? So here what you will do, you will differentiate this e to the power minus alpha x square twice. This is what we are supposed to do. So first time on differentiation of e to the power minus alpha x square by 2, we will get what? Minus alpha is constant by 2. E to the power minus alpha x square by 2 is as it is, and x square will give you what? 2x. 2 and 2 will get cancelled, and you will have minus alpha x into it, e to the power minus alpha x square by 2. All right. Now again you will differentiate this term. So this time d square dx square of e to the power minus alpha x square by 2. Minus alpha I'm keeping outside. So first differentiate keeping what? First keeping x. All right. And I will differentiate this term. It will give me what? When I will do it, it will give me alpha by 2 into it 2x e to the power minus alpha x square by 2. Right. Next I will do plus. This time I will keep the exponential term, and ddx of x is what? 1. So you will have e to the power minus alpha x square by 2. Clear? This 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and here you will have what? Minus alpha is as it is. This will give you, I'm bringing the positive term first, alpha x square by 2 minus, you are having here alpha x square e to the power minus alpha x square by 2, right? This is what you are having in this case. So we will put this value here. So what you will have, the average of t, it is equals to minus h cut square by 2m root over alpha by pi minus alpha, constant term I'm bringing outside, integration minus infinity to plus infinity. So e to the power minus alpha x square by 2 is as it is here. Within the bracket you are having e to the power minus alpha x square by 2 minus, here you are having alpha x square e to the power minus alpha x square by 2. Alright, this is dx. So here if you see, in this case minus h cut square by 2m, minus a will become plus. So this is h cut square alpha root over alpha by pi minus infinity to plus infinity. So when you will multiply, what you will get? The first term will be e to the power minus alpha x square, right? Minus alpha x square. Here you will have what? E to the power minus alpha x square dx. Alright. Now we will use the same formula, e to the power minus alpha x square x to the power n dx. So this is h cut square alpha by 2m root over alpha by pi. So the first term will become what? Alpha to the power n plus 1 by 2. N is 0 here because x to the power is 0. So it is 1 by 2. This is gamma n plus 1 by 2. So it will be gamma 1 by 2. So it will become root over pi. Clear? Minus alpha is constant. Here you will have what? Alpha to the power n plus 1 by 2. So it is 3 by 2. And here also gamma to 3 by 2 will be what? 1 by 2 into with root over pi. Clear? Now if you see h cut square alpha by 2m, this is root over alpha by pi. If I take common from here, pi by alpha root over, you will have here 1 minus alpha, right? And in this term, if you see, 1 by 2 is there. I have taken 1 by 2 common. So here only what it will be there? Only alpha will be there. Alright, root over pi is also outside. This alpha and alpha will get cancelled. This pi cancels this pi. This alpha cancels this alpha. And finally, what you will have, the average of t is equals to h cut square alpha by twice m. And here you will have what? When you will take the LCM, it's 2. 2 minus 1 is what? 1. So this will give you h cut square alpha divided by what? 4m. This is the average of t here. So as a whole, you can write the average of E. It is equals to what? T plus V. Right? The average of T plus the average of V. So the average of T we got is h cut square alpha divided by what? 4m. Right? And what was the average of V? It was h cut square beta divided by 8m alpha square. Now we will differentiate the average of energy with respect to the parameter given, that is alpha. So dd alpha of E, it will give you what here? H cut square by alpha by 4m plus this will give you h cut square beta by 8m. This is constant term. 1 by alpha square on differentiation will give you what? Minus 2 by alpha cube. Differentiation you can do yourself, which is equals to 0 I'm putting. Alright. So from here if you see, in this case what you will get? H cut square by 4m. It is equals to what? Negative will go to the right hand side, it will become positive, and here you will have what? H cut square beta. This is 2, and here you are having 8m alpha cube. So if you see here, this h cut square cancels this h cut square, 4 cancels 8 2 times, m and m also is getting cancelled. And here what you will have? You will have alpha cube. Cross multiplication, it is equals to what? This 2 will also cancel what? This 2, right? 2 and 2 are getting cancelled. And if you see here, all other terms are getting cancelled and you are having only alpha cube is equals to beta. That means alpha is equals to beta to the power 1 by 3. Clear? This value of alpha you will put here. So you will get the average of E is equals to what? H cut square by 4m. Alpha is what? Beta to the power 1 by 3. Plus here you are having h cut square beta. This is 8m. So this will become what? 1 by beta to the power 1 by 2 by 3 because it is alpha square. So beta to the power 2 by 3. Clear? So when you will see here, this is h cut square by 4m beta to the power 1 by 3 plus this is 1 minus 2 by 3. So this is ultimately what? 1 by 3. Right? So you are having h cut square by 8m beta to the power 1 by 3. So when you will see this term, I'm writing it here, okay? I'm not going to the next page. I'm doing in this page only. Average of E, it will be equals to what? I'm taking h cut square by 4m beta to the power 1 by 3 common. So I will have here what? The first term, all the terms are common, so it is 1. In the second term, I will have what? 1 by 2, right? So this will give me what? 3 by 2. So I can write it as what? H cut square beta to the power 1 by 3. 3 by 2 means 3. 4 2 is 8m. All right. So this is the answer. 3 by 8m into with h cut square beta to the power 1 by 3. So the correct option is what? 3 by 8m h cut square beta to the power 1 by 3. So the correct option is option D. Clear? Now let's see the next question. So here what it is said, consider the two lowest normalized energy eigenfunctions psi naught x and psi 1 x of a one-dimensional system. They satisfy psi naught x is equals to psi naught star x and psi 1 x is equals to alpha d psi naught dx, where alpha is a real constant. So the expectation value of the momentum operator in the state psi 1. So you have to find the momentum operator's expectation value in the state psi 1. Here you are having two normalized state, the two lowest normalized energy eigenfunctions, all right, psi naught x and psi 1 x. This is for a one-dimensional system. Now psi naught x, it is equals to what? Psi naught star x. And psi 1 x, it is equals to what? Alpha d psi naught dx. Here alpha, it is a real constant. So just find the expectation value of the momentum operator. So we know the momentum operator P is equals to what? Minus I h cut d dx, right? And you have to find its expectation value. So expectation value of px, it is equals to what? Minus infinity to plus infinity. In the state psi 1 we have to find, so it is psi star, all right, p psi 1 dx. So from here we can write px is equals to what? Minus I h cut is constant, I'm taking outside. Okay, so here you will have what? Alpha d psi naught dx, right? This is d dx of what? It is alpha d psi naught dx, because it was said now psi naught star is equals to what? Psi naught x. So this is same. So this is dx here. Clear? Now from here, if you see in this case, I can write is this is what? This is alpha star. Okay. So px will be equals to what? Minus I h cut. This will become mod of alpha square, right? Minus infinity to plus infinity. This will give you what? D psi naught by dx, and d dx of d psi naught dx is what? D square psi naught dx square, and this one you are having here dx. So this is equation 1. Now we will do integration by parts of this term. All right. So what we were having, the expectation value of px, it is equals to what? We were having minus I h cut, right? It was outside, and we were having mod of alpha square, right? This we were having an integration minus infinity to plus infinity d psi naught dx, and we were having d psi naught square, d square psi naught dx square, this dx. So now we will do integration by parts of this equation. Integrating by parts. All right, this I'm writing it to be equation 1. Now if you see, when you will do integration by parts, the expectation value of px is minus I h cut mod of alpha square. This I'm considering u, this I'm considering v. So u is as it is, and you will have what? Integration of v. So this is d psi naught dx on integrating, right? Limit is minus infinity to plus infinity, minus integration. This I'm putting curly bracket, okay? So you will have a d dx of u. So d dx of u is means what? D dx of this term. So it is what? D square psi naught dx square. Again integration of v. So you will have what? D psi naught by dx. And the integration of this entire term once again. Clear? Limit is what? Minus infinity to plus infinity. And this is the curly bracket ends here. Now you see minus h cut alpha square. In this term, if you have to see, for this term, if you see, where x tends to plus minus infinity, d psi naught will tends to 0. So this term will become 0. And you will have the second term minus a will become plus, and here you will have what? Minus infinity to plus infinity, d psi naught dx. This is d square psi naught by dx square dx, right? So if you see this equation and if you see this equation, both the equations, this is plus I h cut mod of alpha square, integration and everything. You will see what? It is equals to what? Minus px, right? So from here, if you see what you will have, you will have the expectation value of px is equals to what? 0, right? So your answer is what? 0. So the expectation value of the momentum operator in the state psi1 is what? 0. So that's all in this video. Thank you so much. One thing I would like to say, this question seems to be a bit complicated, but I would like to say just see whatever I have done the process, then try to do it on your own, and you can see the problems in which you are having, means while calculating the steps in which you are having problem, you can see, okay? And also you can note down each and every questions and then just try to do it on your own, and whenever you're getting stuck you can follow the video. So have a good day. Thank you so much.